In the small, unassuming town of Ocoee, Florida, the early morning of March 1st, 2000, dawned quiet and crisp. But peace shattered when a local father called the police, his voice trembling with fear as he reported a grisly discovery: a lifeless body lying in a field just off a dirt road. This was the beginning of a haunting mystery that still casts a long shadow over the community. The victim was 19-year-old Jennifer Marie Edwards, a vibrant young woman known for her bright smile and adventurous spirit. She was in her first semester of college at the University of Central Florida, studying sociology and dreaming of making a difference in the world. Friends described her as outgoing and kind-hearted, a girl who had a deep love for her family and an intense passion for life. But that passion was brutally extinguished. Jennifer had been missing for several days before her body was found. She was last seen on February 25, 2000, leaving her home in Orlando, where she lived with her family. They reported her absence when she failed to return, but initially, local authorities treated her case like another routine disappearance. But as the days passed without any sign of her, the urgency deepened. Friends plastered flyers across town. Family members held vigils, hoping for a miracle. Then, out of nowhere, a family's nightmare turned tragically real. The police arrived at the scene of the discovery and found Jennifer's body partially covered by leaves, a stark contrast to the vibrant life she had led. The initial examination revealed chilling details. She had been beaten and strangled, a victim of a brutal assault that left officers grappling with the horror of their findings. There were signs of struggle, indicating she had fought for her life, but ultimately, she was overpowered. The shockwaves rippled through the community. This wasn't just a crime. It was a violent act that shattered the peace everyone presumed they had. As investigators began to piece together Jennifer's last known movements, a harrowing timeline emerged. Video footage from a nearby gas station showed her at around 1 a.m. on the day she disappeared, casually buying snacks as she prepared for an evening out with friends. The mundane nature of those moments, so ordinary, so real, took on a sinister gravity once her name became synonymous with tragedy. Witnesses reported seeing Jennifer with a group of friends, and later, she had gone to a popular area known for late-night gatherings. Yet, her friends didn't know what had happened afterward, and the trail seemed to go cold. The police began interviewing anyone who might have interacted with her that fateful night: friends, acquaintances, and locals who frequented the area. They explored every lead, chasing down rumors and information, but every door seemed to lead to a dead end. Twists began to emerge in the investigation. There were whispers about a suspicious man seen lingering in the area, a shadowy figure who vanished just as quickly as he had appeared. Eyewitnesses described a man who had been acting strangely, lurking too close to where Jennifer was last seen. But despite a sketch and descriptions, they couldn't pin down a solid identity. It was as if he had disappeared into thin air, mercifully leaving behind no trace but a lingering cloud of fear. As weeks turned into months, the case faded from headlines, but not from the hearts of those who knew Jennifer. Law enforcement continued their pursuit, re-examining evidence, following up on cold leads, but nothing solid materialized. Then, in an unexpected turn, a cold case detective, inspired by the unyielding determination of Jennifer's family, decided to revisit the evidence with a fresh pair of eyes. New forensic techniques were emerging, offering a glimmer of hope for those desperate for justice. DNA evidence from the crime scene had been preserved, and with advancements in technology, investigators hoped to finally connect the dots. Samples were sent to a lab for analysis, raising hopes among the Edwards family. But in a twisted turn of fate, the results came back inconclusive, yet again shattering the community's fragile sense of hope. As the years elapsed, Jennifer's family sought not just justice, but closure. They became activists, vocal advocates for missing persons, participating in awareness campaigns, and supporting other families suffering similar losses. Jennifer's mother, in particular, dedicated her life to not just finding justice for her daughter, but helping others navigate their darkest days. She stood resolute in her belief that her daughter's case would be solved. Decades passed, but the case didn't slip into the archives of forgotten tragedies. On the 10th anniversary of Jennifer's death, the local authorities held a press conference, urging anyone with information to come forward. They showcased her photograph, a youthful face frozen in time, and reminded everyone of the real human cost behind the statistics. Despite the lack of new leads, they pledged to keep the case active, to keep Jennifer's memory alive. Yet, as the years stretched on, the chilling reality settled in. Jennifer Edwards' murder remains officially unsolved. The investigation, though persistent, had not yielded the breakthrough the family had been hoping for. There are no formal suspects, no clear motive, just an unanswered question hanging heavily in the air. Who killed Jennifer Edwards? Ocoee has moved on, yet its heart still bears scars from those violent acts. The darkness of that March morn never really left. Those who knew and loved Jennifer still cling to the hope that the truth will emerge, that one day someone will step forward and unravel this enigmatic tale of brutality and loss. And so the story carries on, as unsolved cases often do, weaving its silent threads through the fabric of time, reminding us that some mysteries linger, haunting families and communities long after the media silence. For every unsolved case, there's a name. For every name, a story. And behind every story, a family affected by an unrelenting loss, a question forever echoing, why?